Right now at noon, the city of Miami, Oklahoma hosts a special meeting to discuss a lease agreement for a new Boys and Girls Club facility.
We are warm, we are partly to mostly cloudy, and we are quite windy again today ahead of some thunderstorm chances. We're going to have a look at your forecast coming up.
And Tiger Air is back in Carthage today, and Fairview Elementary is ready for takeoff.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A Kansas court sides with the state attorney general on the sex listed on a person's driver's license. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Elise Noe. The District Court of Shawnee County yesterday issued a temporary injunction and memorandum decision in the case. Attorney General Chris Kobach last year sued Governor Laura Kelly after she announced she would not enforce a rule requiring driver's licenses to list sex at birth and only sex at birth. The court agreed with Kobach, saying the rule must be enforced.
And we've got ourselves another warm and windy day across the area. Windier today than where we were yesterday, though. This is a live look, MoDOT camera, 20th and Rangeline in Joplin. And of course, because it's zoomed in, it looks as though it's shaking a bit more than what it really is. But that just gives you an idea as to how breezy it has been. But our camera on the Cornell complex, it almost looks like an earthquake is going down. But it is just these very gusty winds and those partly to mostly cloudy skies out there. Yesterday, we started the day at 39. So just a little above normal. We made it 10 degrees above average, making it to 68, and we are going to be even warmer than that today. We are at 68 in Joplin and 65, so keep in mind that was our high yesterday, and we still have some warming to do, and we are looking good around the area. This has not updated for some reason. I guarantee you those temperatures are not accurate. And so what we're going to keep an eye on is the thunderstorm chances that are going to roll in tonight, more storm chances tomorrow and into Thursday. And we're going to look at all of that in the full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, the city of Carl Junction says its storm sirens have been fixed. The police department announced the sirens were down last Thursday ahead of a storm system moving in. The cause was a faulty electrical outlet that supplies the power to the receiver when sirens are activated. They had a technician come in to fix them, so they're ready for the next system. And don't forget, you can be the first to know about the day's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone free of charge. It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, the KOAM Skywatch weather app. The Joplin Humane Society says it has an urgent need for foster parents for their animals. They say foster homes for puppies is especially important. The Humane Society tries to keep young puppies out of the shelter to avoid them getting sick or spreading illnesses like parvo or distemper.
Puppies stay here. It's not if they're going to get sick, it's when and how sick are they going to get. So fosters are a huge component to helping puppies make it through the shelter system and get to new homes healthy and happy.
People interested in fostering an animal from the Humane Society are encouraged to come in and fill out an application. The shelter says they provide all needs for the pet, including food, dishes, and any medication needed. Kindergarten students at Fairview Elementary were ready for takeoff this morning. Kiddos were able to take flight in Tiger Air and soar to Egypt. The students learned about Egyptian culture, including the pyramids and pharaohs.
The pyramids. Fly.
Why was the pyramid your favorite part?
Because there's a lot of stuff.
And why was the flight your favorite part?
Because I like that.
The students were also able to go through Tiger Air security. The city of Miami, Oklahoma yesterday held a special meeting to discuss some ongoing issues, including a lease agreement for a new Boys and Girls Club facility. The plan is for the new facility to be located downtown by the Coleman Theater. Multiple residents spoke during the meeting, expressing concern the plan would take away much needed parking space at the theater. No action was taken at yesterday's meeting. However, it will be readdressed at a meeting on Thursday. 3 men in Carroll County, Arkansas are free after a case against them was dismissed. But many in the community believe they should still be in jail for the brutal killing of another man. Francis Watson has more.
Jason Helm, Josh Anderson, and Charles Hanna were arrested in 2021 and charged with first-degree murder for killing Chris Alvord in 2018. Though charges have been dropped, the investigation continues with the hopes of refiling charges against them. Family and friends of Alvord say they're not giving up on justice.
It's just unbelievable.
Maxine Robinette says her son Chris Alvord was a caring man.
Chris was one of those, he had a big smile, loved his kids, couldn't wait to get home to play with his kids. And he was one of those that if anybody needed help, he would help them.
In February 2018, Alvord's body was found inside his home near Eureka Springs.
He's missed a lot. It's not fair.
After a years-long investigation, the Carroll County Sheriff arrested 3 men, Jason Helm, Josh Anderson, and Charles Hanna, all charged with first-degree murder for killing Alvord. Monday, the case against them was dismissed. According to court documents, a witness recanted their statement, sending a ripple effect of emotion among the community.
Somebody has dropped the ball, or these 3 guys wouldn't still be walking the streets.
Vincent Eastwood was on hand in the courtroom to support the family.
The people that are guilty of this should have been in jail 5 years ago, and here we are still trying to get something done about it.
The state is continuing to investigate and by Arkansas law could refile charges against the men.
Just unbearable and so frustrating not to get something done when they were talking about it themselves after it happened. We knew 3 days after he got killed who done it. But it took them 3 years to arrest him, and now all this, 6 years later, and still nothing.
Still, Alvord's family says they're not going to lose hope.
I know he knows we're not giving up, like Bob said. He knows that. I talk to him every day. He's not talking back, but he knows I'm praying that we're trying.
Coming up, it's World Glaucoma Day, and we'll have 5 things you need to know about one of the world's leading causes of blindness. And later, we're making Luck of the Irish cake in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Around 3 million Americans have glaucoma. It's one of the leading causes of blindness worldwide. But early detection can help stop this disease from stealing a patient's eyesight. Mandy Gaither has 5 things to know on World Glaucoma Day.
It's a group of eye disorders that damage the optic nerve. Glaucoma can cause vision loss, even blindness.
They call it the thief of sight because it steals your sight without you knowing it.
Ophthalmologist Dr. Steve Schallhorn says the first thing to know, glaucoma typically starts with a loss of peripheral vision. Next, it's a slow progressing disease and some may not even know they have it.
It's painless, so you don't feel anything. The symptoms are, almost in late stage where you have a loss of vision. And by that point, again, it's irreversible.
Third, anyone can get glaucoma, but the CDC says certain groups are at higher risk. That includes African Americans over the age of 40, everyone who's 60 and over, people with a family history of glaucoma, and those who have diabetes. Fourth, while there's no cure for glaucoma, if it's caught early, a patient's sight can be preserved.
That's why it's so important to be screened for glaucoma, to have routine eye examinations, especially if you're over the age of 40.
Finally, there are many options for treating glaucoma, including eye drops, oral medications, and surgery.
We can't cure it, but we can slow or halt the progression. The key is awareness. Get in for an eye examination.
The CDC also says maintaining a healthy weight, controlling blood pressure, being physically active, and not smoking can help avoid vision loss from glaucoma and help prevent type 2 diabetes, which is a risk factor for the disease. A new study has found that more than a third of teenagers think they spend too much time on their phones. Around 40% of the 1,400 teens surveyed say they log too many hours on smartphones and social media. That same percentage said they need to cut back, but admitted they feel anxious when they're without their phones. Just over half of those surveyed are happy with their screen time usage and feel no need to unplug. A new analysis in the Annals of Internal Medicine shows calcium and vitamin D supplements have mixed results for postmenopausal women. Researchers found women have a 7% lower chance of dying from cancer over a 22-year period, but a 6% higher risk of cardiovascular disease. Still to come on KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
You've got your corned beef and your Irish coffee, but did you remember dessert? Lucky for you, we're sharing one that's worth its weight in gold. So stick around.
But first, we are keeping an eye on thunderstorm chances over the next several days across the area. Well, another look at your forecast when the KOAM News at Noon returns. Welcome back to the KOAM News at Noon. So we've got that warm and windy day out there with those partly to mostly cloudy skies. So we have some clouds out there now, and we have a few more that are ultimately going to be on the way across the area. And that's why we're going partly to mostly cloudy, depending on where you are as these clouds roll through the area. Let's take a quick look as soon as I get this guy reset here. I am pressing the button, and there we are. MoDOT camera 20th and range line in Joplin. It's shaking around. We've had those gusty winds out there. Plenty of folks on the road as we get ready for lunch. There's some of those clouds in Joplin from our camera on top of the Cornell complex, and it's really been rocking and rolling out there in that wind. KDOT camera 69 at Kansas Crossing looking pretty good, but you can see even it is starting to shake just a little bit. And I've mentioned it takes some pretty good winds in order to shake those KDOT cameras. They are very well anchored in their locations. All right, here's another view of those clouds from our camera at 7th and range line. Some overhead, some in the distance. Those winds gusting at 36 right now out of the south, sustained at 22, but it is warm, 68. Now that was our high yesterday. We're already at 68 today. We're going to be a little bit warmer than that as we head further into the afternoon. Sitting at 65 in Pittsburgh, south breeze at 22, gusting to 31 out there. Temperatures around the region, we've got this fixed. This is a much more accurate picture. Mid-upper 60s for most of us, a few low 60s here and there, and we are on our way to highs in the mid-70s. We're also going to have to contend with these gusty winds as we head through the rest of today and into tonight. Now, briefly, some of us, especially out in southeastern Kansas, parts of northeast Oklahoma, the winds will calm down, but it doesn't take long for them to pick right back up again as we head into our Wednesday afternoon and Thursday with those gusts once again pushing that 30, potentially 40-mile-an-hour range. Later this evening, we'll have a few scattered showers out there, and we are expecting still maybe a couple of thunderstorms to develop, and still looking at roughly that same zone, right around somewhere in the area of Cherokee, Ottawa, Newton, and Jasper counties. We're expecting a complex of storms, and it's almost going to parallel I-44, and that's going to be our best window for those strong to potentially severe storms tonight. And then we'll have additional thunderstorms as we head later into Wednesday across the area. So our Wednesday, we're going to spend it mostly cloudy, warmer, and breezier. And then by the evening, we're going to have another set of thunderstorms developing out to the west that will roll eastward across the area and bring another potential round of strong to severe thunderstorms. Latest data we have on the severe threat for tonight, very low tornado risk. We don't have any areas highlighted. We're expecting it to stay that way, but we still have that almost that same zone for hail and for damaging wind gusts out there as we head into this evening. So we'll keep an eye on those storms for you. So again, strong to low grade severe. 75 for our high today, getting those gusts upwards of 40. Some of you may even see gusts a little higher than that. And then again, mainly along and east of 69, a few scattered thunderstorms and a couple of strong storms may be possible. We'll fall back in the mid-50s and it stays windy. Then we head into tomorrow, warmer upper 70s, still gusty south winds out there, and we'll have some evening thunderstorms. And that's why I wanted to quickly touch on here is those thunderstorm chances as we head into Thursday. So we'll have a break, and then by Thursday evening, this cold front expected to set off showers and thunderstorms almost right along and north of the I-44 corridor. Now, they'll be out before sunrise Friday, but they also bring another chance of strong to severe thunderstorms. So there you see the low to elevated risk tomorrow with the elevated risk in our far northern counties and a low to elevated risk right where that front is expected to set off thunderstorms for us Thursday evening, say around 4 or 5 o'clock. That cold front does cool us back. 60 on Friday, a little cooler through the weekend, upper 40s Monday, and then we will turn around and warm right back up as we head toward the end of next week, back into the 70s. But at least tonight, tomorrow night, and into Thursday, got a few rounds of thunderstorms that we got to keep an eye on.
Rounds. It's breezy out there right now. No burning until the rain comes and washes, away and cools down. All right. Thanks, Chris. We'll stick around. We're making luck of the Irish cake in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. We'll be right back. Well, today's Mr. Food recipe comes just in time for St. Patrick's Day, and this sweet treat will have all the leprechauns trying to steal a slice. Howard shows us how to make Luck of the Irish cake in the Mr. Food Test kitchen.
As we're gearing up for St. Patty's Day, you may have already picked up your corned beef and a head of cabbage for dinner and dug out a bottle of Irish whiskey so you can make an authentic Irish coffee. But to ensure that you have the luck of the Irish, you're going to need a dessert that's worth its weight in gold, like this easy one that goes together like this. We begin by beating a box of white cake mix with a couple packages of pistachio pudding, milk, vegetable oil, water, and a few eggs. After it's smooth, we pour it into a 9x13 pan and pop it in the oven. While it's baking, we whip up an Irish cream frosting by beating together some heavy cream with milk, a package of pistachio pudding mix, and a bit of Irish cream. When our cake is cool, we'll spread on the frosting. Then just sprinkle on a few pistachios and go to town. In every bite, you get the moistness of the cake, thanks to the pudding mix in the batter, the rich creamy frosting that's spiked with Irish cream, and the welcoming crunch from the nuts. To get the recipe for what we call our Luck of the Irish cake, all you have to do is go online. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, and we're not just searching for a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. We're also on the lookout for lots of, ooh, it's so good.
You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Now here's a look at the 4-state market prices.
Today's Ag Report is brought to you.
All right, showers and storms late this evening, again tomorrow, and again Thursday evening across the area. And some of these could be strong to low-grade severe with large hail and damaging wind gusts as the primary concern. Of course, we'll keep an eye on that for you. Mid-70s today, upper 70s tomorrow, mid-70s Thursday, cold front Thursday evening. Cools us off through Monday, and then we'll start to warm up again next week.
Gotta watch out for these storms, but then it looks like a beautiful week that we'll have next week.
Absolutely.
Gorgeous. And Dow,
nice.
yes, Dow, what do you have for us tonight?
A lot coming up at 5, at least for starters. Automated driving is meant to help you stop and steer with ease. But a new report suggests that the new fancy tech on vehicles, it's not doing enough to keep drivers safe on the roads. Plus, nature volunteers in Joplin are fighting to stop graffiti and other forms of vandalism at Wildcat Glades. And a first look at Beyond Homeless. KOAM's Tanya Box can investigate the homeless crisis and the driving factors behind homelessness right here in the 4 states. Hope you join us. KOAM News at 5.
Absolutely, lots to look forward to tonight. Thank you, Dow. Well, that's the news for now. Thank you for joining us on KOAM News at noon. We'll see you right back here at 5. Until then, have a great rest of your day.